Uh, Good evening, everyone. Uh, Again, nice to meet you all. Yeah, we will discuss about every optional. Don't worry about it. It's not at all about anthropology, but it is about every other optional. Okay. Uh, so in this session, we are going to discuss how to start study of any particular optional subject. Before that, there is one video in which I have already told how to select your optional. I will give you the link in the video. Okay. So you should first select your optional, as most of you are appearing in 2022. 2022, you guys are going to appear. Now you should select your optional till now. You should select your optional. Optional selection is based on, one is your likeness about that particular subject. Second, about the current trend कि उस particular subject में how many marks people are scoring. Okay, such as I chose anthropology 3 years back, because at that time anthropology was scoring really good. That's why I chose anthropology as my optional, and my decision even proved right, as I got 325 marks in that optional. Okay, so decision. Second is your how is the current trend. Third, whether the material available in that subject or not. Okay, इस subject में जैसे reading material available होना चाहिए. Now some subjects like zoology, some subjects like botany, very few material, reading material is available in that particular subject. Third, fourth is about guidance, whether any kind of guidance is available in that subject. Those people who are preparing with optionals such as engineering optionals, and if you want, if you have studied well in your graduation, then you may not need any kind of guidance. But if you want some kind of guidance, then you should also search whether any kind of guidance available in that particular subject. So these are few criteria to select any kind of optional. Okay, so these are the criteria by which you select your optional. Now, once you decide the optional, along with this, you should see the past year questions. You should see the past year questions. Okay, so past year question आपने देखने चाहिए. You should see the past year questions, which will help you to decide about that particular subject. Okay, अगर आप just okay, you should see the past year questions of that particular subject, which will help you to decide about that particular subject. Okay, and seeing the past year questions will help you to decide how you are going to read that subject. How you are going to read that subject. Okay. Yes. So sorry for the distance. Yeah. Yeah. I got to know that. Okay. So when you decide your optional, now how to proceed with the study. Okay, so first of all, you should learn entire syllabus. You should learn entire syllabus that optional. You should learn the entire syllabus of that optional, because if you ask me about anthropology, I can tell you entire syllabus of that anthropology. मैं आपको ये बता सकता हूँ कि कोई भी एक particular subtopic, this is coming from which topic, and if I am reading current affairs of that particular topic, then I can mention, yeah, this is coming from this particular subtopic of the syllabus. Okay, now remember the syllabus. For optional, you need to have in-depth knowledge. In-depth knowledge of that particular optional is needed. To have in-depth knowledge, you should study that optional properly. So decide the, I'm sorry. Okay, decide the book list of that optional, which books you are going to read. Which books you are going to read. So how to decide the book list? That maybe you can get from Topper Stock. Now, I am planning to start a series for optional. Okay, for every optional, I am planning to invite the toppers to discuss their strategy about that particular optional, in which we can discuss about their book list, then how they started about that optional, then what are the pros of that optional, what are the cons of that optional. I am planning to start a series for that. Okay, so once you know the book list, for every topic you have to make the notes. For every topic you need to make the notes of those particular topics. Okay, because in optional they ask in-depth questions. They ask in-depth questions. They ask in-depth question about that particular optional, so you need to make notes of that particular optional for each and every sub point. So make the notes, revise those notes properly, and after that, see, once, like, for preparation of every optional it takes around 2 to 3 months. 3 months I would say, such as now we are completing anthropology in 3 months. Now when you complete the anthropology in 3 months, three and a half months, you should make notes in those 3 months. You should understand all the concept in those 3 months, and once that is done, then you can start some kind of answer writing. See, answer writing to मैं बोलता हूँ कि when you are studying that optional you should start answer writing, but after completion of the optional you should join any kind of test series. You should join a test series, because to score good marks in optional you need to write very good answers in optional. Because let me tell you about a particular optional, let's say in political science and international relations. Now the answer which you write in GS2 and the answer which you write in PSIR, there is a huge difference between those two. If you're writing an answer in GS2, you can write like giving some facts, but when you are writing an answer in PSIR, then you have to substantiate that answer with particular theories. Let's say there is in consider anthropology. Now in society topic in GS1, they can ask few questions related to tribals, or they can ask few questions related to marriage. So if you are writing questions about marriage in GS1, you give a general perspective like any other student. But if you are writing that answer in anthropology, then you have to write the definition of marriage given by thinker. Then you have to substantiate your answer by use of various theories. Okay, so this is the difference between writing an answer in GS and writing an answer in optional. When you are writing an answer in optional, the examiner expect that you write that answer in so much detail. Okay, always remember this difference, because many people do make this mistake. Many of the graduates, many of those who have just graduated, when they start preparation in their first attempt, they just don't prepare the optional, or they go ill prepared. That should not be the strategy. If you are attempting, then you make sure that your optional is better than all other subjects. Okay, first select your optional, see past year questions. Second, see the book list. Third, if possible, get any kind of guidance. Complete the syllabus. While completing the syllabus, make proper notes. Write down the proper notes of that particular subtopic. For every subtopic you should have notes, because optional में हर subtopic पे questions आता है. If you see the past year questions, so while making notes you should see the past year questions. That strategy I have applied for anthropology. I used to apply that strategy, because I used to see, let's say there is a topic called as impact of biological stress, let's say cold weather, hot weather, or altitude on human body. So they used to ask कि highlanders जो अर्जेंटीना में रहते हैं या नेपाल में शेरपास रहते हैं, how do they survive in this environment? So they asked this question in 2012 or 2013. Then I used to search it on internet and I used to write down those notes. Let's say if this question, even if this question doesn't get repeated, but you can use that as an example in your answer. You can use that as an example in your answer. So there is always a difference between those who are just studying it for the sake of it and those who are really involved in studying it, because optional make a lot of difference. In my first attempt, when I appeared with anthropology, I had 325 marks in anthropology, and that made a huge difference, and because of that only I got into the list. Okay, so there is always a difference in this. So you make sure that You study the optional in very much detail. Okay, so after reading of the optional properly, concise your notes. So after that, what I did, after completion of my notes, I changed those notes in short notes. I changed those notes in short notes. Again, I made them very short so that I can revise it properly. I can revise it multiple times and I can write down in the paper. Then I supplemented my notes with crisp examples, diagrams, flowcharts. So I compiled all these things, and for to make that compilation, it takes a lot of time. So you need to spend a lot of time in your optional preparation. You need to spend that time. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to score in optional. Okay, so that is my advice for preparation of any kind of optional. And once you prepare thoroughly, then you can attempt any test series. And test series के बाद maybe you will get some kind of confidence in your optional. So this is about your optional preparation. I hope this will be helpful to you. I'll try to address few of your doubts. Uh, yeah, short notes just to revise for before the exam. You should have your comprehensive notes as well as short notes. Yes, yes, definitely. We are going to interview toppers from all the optionals so that we will have some kind of strategy. And yes, I have got to tell you, you have to link your current affairs with your optional. Whether that optional is static or dynamic, it doesn't matter. Let's say if your optional is static, such as anthropology. So if it is static, then you need to supplement it with the current affairs so that the examiner knows that okay, this guy really this guy knows this subject. Okay, examiner gets happy. The person evaluator gets happy that okay, this person knows this subject. That's why he can implement whatever he has studied in the optional in real life. Okay, so you should link it with the current affairs. Regarding prelims, I think now it will get postponed because corona, the situation in the situation of the covid is becoming worse and worse. Okay, then I think I have addressed most of your doubts, and definitely it will be useful in your preparation of the optional. And all the best, people. If you have any kind of doubt, you can mention in the query section, and we'll make a video on it. Okay, all the best. Take care.